From CJ DeYoung III, this is a $5 super thanks. He says, preach, Brother Tom, preach. Thank you. This is in reference to our post-game show when I was very upset with the way the Cowboys defense had fared, which, yeah, I think we were all right there. Appreciate that, CJ. If you want in to our weekly raffles, it is a signed throwback player, Cowboys jersey, hint, hint, for this week's game. $5 super thanks or super chat gets you in. Jonathan Kelly, I am so frustrated with the Jones boys. We either have a really good offense or a really good defense, but never both. FJB. As always, FJB in the comments section of today's show. From Tato, opinion. They're doing to Jaydon Blue what they did with Deuce. You can't run up the middle of the field 2 times with a guy of his size to do much. 2 plays is not enough to get your legs back under you as a back. I mean, look at Rico. They kept pounding the rock, and he only got better as they kept handing it off. It's a shame they are wasting potential because of impatience. I think part of the Jaydon Blue stuff is Javonte's their guy. Like, he's the lead guy. He's the one that's going to get the majority of the work. So Blue is just the backup. I do want to see him get more involved on outside runs, on screens. I think, like, Javonte has not been very good after the catch as a receiver. He's been a good pass blocker, though, and that stuff does matter. And they typically like to keep the running back in more often than not, just because, well, Blue's not a good pass protector, so if he's out there, you're thinking pass to him. So there are some tells that they want to kind of avoid a little bit. But I do think he just needs more reps. Like, I don't think we should not be doing full-scale evals of, well, this guy's bad based on a handful of carries in which he has almost double the yards after contact as before contact. I completely agree with you. From Jar Jar Binks, first off, not a Sith Lord. All right, that is the fakest story ever. That was not ever the intention. Misused clips. I'm getting off topic here. Are you on? But he was also a terrible character. Are you on board with trading for another back? I'm not opposed to it. If it's the right guy, the right fit, I think there are bigger needs. I think we would all agree with that on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not trading for a rental, though. Like that, I already have a rental in Javonte Williams, frankly. Like, I don't need to go get another 1-year contract guy to help out for a season that doesn't look great right now. Now, if Javonte gets hurt, we can certainly revisit this whole conversation. But I don't want to go out and make a big-time move for a back right now. I don't think that that's good asset management relative to where your window is currently at. So do you think the Cowboys need to go trade for another back? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. From Tyler1023, Eric Kendricks rumors. So Kendricks posted the photo essentially on Instagram of him with the Cowboys helmet. We mentioned that on a previous show. If you check it out on the channel, it's available for you guys about where things sit there. Daniel M., back pushing his Trey Hendrickson agenda. I mean that in a positive way for you, Daniel. Says there's a report out there saying the Niners, Colts, Eagles, and Cowboys have interest in Hendrickson. So I will revisit. We'll do this in depth next week. The timing did not work out with when the report came out and doing the show today. The source isn't good. I'm sorry. Tony Pauline is not a credible source on a lot of stuff, but also the Cowboys. His other report was that the Cowboys were taking Matthew Golden over Teteroa McMillan, and he felt good about that. And then he went back and edited the article after the draft happened. Yeah, we got the timestamps there, bud. The headline was lock, and then it suddenly is, well, now they're pivoting away from a receiver, which wasn't in there originally, and it all changed. Yeah, mentioning defensive tackles. Yeah, okay. I don't find that report credible. I do think that what he's done before is put the Cowboys in articles for clicks. What happened. So I will wait until I see a more credible source before I think it's actually going to go down. I think that we get excited because it's Hendrickson and the Cowboys and it's out there, but it doesn't mean his hit rate is honestly pretty bad with the Dallas Cowboys. For everyday dinners and effortless entertaining to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. You guys can get an extra $35 off with promo code COWBOYS at checkout. Terms do apply. See site for details. You can get the all-protein pack for under $150, so you're saving way more than 50%. That includes filet mignons, chicken breast, pork chops, steak burgers, sausages, seasoning, and free shipping, by the way, as well, for under $150 because you save an extra $35 off with promo code Cowboys. Omaha Steaks has been America's original butcher since 1917, a family-owned company with over 100 years of expertise in the meat industry. Save big with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their early Black Friday sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code Cowboys at checkout. Minimum purchase may apply, but terms apply as well. See site for details. That's 50% off and an extra $35 off with promo code Cowboys at checkout. Matt Temple, and I love this, says, I'm taking a Cowboys flag to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Make sure when you get that photo, make sure you tag me in it because I will retweet that because I think that's a pretty awesome, to climb Mount Kilimanjaro in the first place, but also the Cowboys flag is a cool touch too. William Cook, what is the possibility that the Flus and the defense have made changes to improve? I think that, look, there have been changes. There will be changes. Do they work is another conversation. Are they the right changes? I think at minimum on third downs, it's honestly hard to be worse than what they have been. Like, this team is so bad on third downs that the law of averages almost means they're going to get a little bit luckier at times, and someone's going to make a mistake to bail them out. So I think they will get better, but it's hard to be much worse. And the question is, how much better in the end? From Cookie Monster, can you fix this defense with trades? Maybe a little bit. I have questions. I think you can make it better. You can make it, a top 25 defense. The real question is, can you do it at a cost that makes sense to you? If I start waving around my first-round picks, I can go get a better linebacker. I can go get an edge. I can get a safety if I trade my two. And they're better than what I have. Does it make me good enough to be a contender? I'm not so sure. And does it make sense to kind of negatively impact your what could be a very explosive offseason with the cap and picks you have? So I would not go overboard doing that. Should the Cowboys trade for more defensive help? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. $5 from Brady Ballers. Does Caelen Carson returning mean we can finally see Kaiir Elam get sent to Guantanamo Bay? So A, you traded for Kaiir Elam from the Buffalo Bills, with the Bills running a bunch of zone coverage and everyone saying it wasn't a scheme fit for him. So you add him to a bunch of man coverage corners and Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs, and then you run exclusively zone. Why? What are we doing out there? It does not make any sense. That's nonsense. Elam, though, has kind of already been sent to the shadow realm a little bit. He played, I think, 7 or 8 defensive snaps in week 6. His playing time has declined in each of the past 3 games. Now, part of that, I think, was schematics. They wanted to have, Bland on the outside and Diggs on the outside, and there was going to be more run fits from Carolina. Reddy Stewart is better on that front. But I do think that Carson is, if they're going to do zone, I think he's a better fit than Kaiir Elam, frankly. Ecuador Man AOG, Bill, Croskey, Merritt, or Jaydon Blue, if you could do it over again. I mean, I think the play of Croskey Merritt has been really good so far this year. So I think, purely based on what they've done, I think it's obviously Croskey Merritt right now. In a redraft, he goes a hell of a lot earlier. And I'm pulling up my notes right now. He was kind of a weird prospect in the first place. I had a 5th/6th round grade on him. So I was higher on him than where we ended up going. He only played 1 game at Arizona. He was awesome in that 1 game. Then there was a bunch of BS from the NCAA of how many games he had played back in 2019, and there was eligibility arguments. He ended up not getting a chance to do it there. I think he's really good. I thought that was he was a very popular, this is a fun sleeper. Wasn't even a combine invite. He was not on many people's radars necessarily compared to Jaydon Blue. I'm not going to write off Blue, but yeah, I think Croskey Merritt has clearly been better so far. If you want to be on the Cowboys mailbags in the future, all you have to do is subscribe. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out. YouTube.com/@CowboysTV. Eddie Joe, $5. Where are the likes? I only see 143. Come on, folks, like the video. If you're still watching and you haven't already, do me a favor and like today's show. From Tyler D. What are the chances we make an impact trade on defense before the deadline? I don't know what they'll do. I think, honestly, check in again in 2 weeks. Like, let's get through the Commanders game. Let's get through the Broncos game. You win them both, you're probably going to buy. You lose them both, you should not be buying. You split them, who knows what the Cowboys end up doing. So I think let's give it a couple days or a couple weeks, and you don't have to rush into a trade right now. Dr. Doom, how about a DeMario Davis trade? If you think you have a chance to win this year, like actually win, then yeah, call about him. Although I don't know if he wants to leave the Saints. I think he's happy there. That's an issue. It depends on what he wants to do. But he's cheap. He's an upgraded linebacker. He clearly makes you better. But, it's probably going to be a day 3 pick, mid to late. So, it's reasonable. But, if you lose the next 2 games, don't waste your assets on a season that's lost. At that, I hate saying this, but I said it when the trade happened. When you traded away Micah, you basically kicked the can on this year a little bit. You were never going to be as good on defense. Now, it's been worse than I thought it was going to be, but you were never going to be good enough on defense. I don't want to overuse my assets when I'm setting myself up to be the hype team to an extent of the offense is playing great. It is easier to fix your defense in an offseason, in one offseason, than it is on offense. That's a lot easier. Now, if day 3 picks, I'm never going to cry about trading away day 3 picks. Whatever. I can get those pretty easily. But I don't want to necessarily just jeopardize everything, or give up too much for a year that's just not going in the right path. So name a player who you want the Cowboys to trade for. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. Name a player. Keep it realistic, please and thank you. Name a player who you want the Cowboys to trade for. Andrew Wright, can this defense be fixed with coaching? I know we're not going to trade for anyone. I don't have faith in this current Cowboys coaching staff. I don't believe in them. Maybe it changes, and maybe I feel better about it as the year goes on. I hope that's the case. Trust me, I do. But I don't think there's enough talent in general, and I don't think the coaching staff is good enough either.